Have you upgraded to the latest version of Google Analytics, which is called GA4? So if you haven't, you might be missing out on some crucial data insights. So in this video, I want to emphasize to you why you need to be migrating over to GA4 and just telling you a bit about what GA4 really is. It's imperative that you start making the switch like as of today. But before I do continue, introduce myself. My name is Ajay Dhunna. I'm a Google Ads expert. I run an agency whereby we handle lots of different Google Ads accounts. I've been running Google Ads for the best part of 20 years. So I know a thing or two about how Google Ads works. Now, before I do continue, right, what you can do is take advantage of this book that I've got, How to Win Customers with Google Ads. I've written it myself and you can have it shipped to your door. The only thing you need to do is to cover the postage and packaging. We've taken on the cost of getting the book printed. And at the same time, if you want to know more about how Google Ads works or how Google Analytics works, what I suggest you do is hit that subscribe button so that when I do create more content, you'll be the first to be notified. So, first of all, the first Google Analytics has been scrapped. Google Analytics Universal Analytics has been scrapped as of July 2023. So what Google Analytics did is that they launched Google Analytics 4, which is a free tool that allows you to understand your website's user activity. They launched that in October 2022, and now it's the only real solid platform that you can get to measure your website's traffic for absolutely free. So just think about it, right? You're spending all this money on your marketing, right? But do you really understand where your customers are actually coming from? So this is just one of the things that Google Analytics allows you to measure, hey, we're getting all these sales or visitors to our website, but where are they coming from? And Google Analytics allows you to answer that information. So some key points about GA4, right? So GA4 is a single Google Analytics account that allows you to track multiple websites or properties. So you can have one account and you can have multiple websites and you can track all of them through one single account. So GA4 was first launched in October 2020. So even though it was launched in 2020, Google Analytics and Google Universal Analytics and GA4 ran side by side in parallel. It's only up until July 2023 that Universal Analytics was officially retired. So now the only option you've got is to migrate over to GA4. And I find it shocking to see how many of customers that we take on that are still using Universal Analytics. In other words, they're still spending money, they're still getting traffic onto the website, but they haven't got a clue about which traffic is actually converting, which channel the traffic they're getting is converting into sales or leads or whatever. So it's absolutely imperative that you start migrating over to GA4. So if you haven't migrated to GA4, what you're doing is you're risking losing some valuable information, right? So here, what I'm going to do in this video, I'm just going to give you 3 examples of what you're potentially missing out on. But in another video, I'll cover this in great more detail. So one of the great things about GA4 is that it does cross-platform tracking. So what it does is that GA4 provides unified tracking across platforms, offering insights on user behavior. So whether they interact via an app or a website. So for example, what I mean by that is that, let's say a user journey might start off on a mobile device. And let's face it, look how many mobile devices there are out there, right? Over 60% of conversions are happening on mobile devices, or at least a user journey is starting on a mobile device. But it could be that somebody started on a mobile device, but the actual transaction or the conversion happened on a desktop site. So this is what GA4 does. It does cross-device tracking. So regardless of the device that your journey started on, it's giving you an end-to-end story about where this user came from initially before it came to the final device in order to convert into a sale or an inquiry. The other thing to note about GA4 is that it's event-based tracking. So what Google Analytics 4 does is it emphasizes event-based tracking over session-based tracking. Now, session-based tracking is something that was used in Universal Analytics. So this means that instead of you just seeing a page view, you can now track specific actions on your website. So for example, if a user comes onto your website and clicks, I don't know, the play button to play a video, or they've hit the subscribe button, or they've scrolled down the page, or they've chosen an option on a list box, all of these are called events. Now, without using any third-party tracking, GA4 is already got it built in, so you can track user behavior on using GA4 much more better than Universal Analytics, and that helps you to basically improve your conversion rates, right? Because if you can understand what your users are doing on your website, you can then take actions on your website to make changes so that more people are converting into a sale or an inquiry and so on. The third thing that GA4 does is it's got improved audience building. Now, what I mean by that is, even though Universal Analytics had audience tracking, what in GA4, you've got dynamic audience building. So basically what it means that it's condition-based audiences. So where audiences were static in GA Universal Analytics, GA4, what it does is that they're dynamic, so they adjust as the user behavior changes. So it's not the case that you set up an audience and that is it for life. So as the user behavior changes, so does these audiences. So you're getting up-to-date information, so you're getting better and better audiences, more qualified audiences who you can then reach out to, you can retarget much better in GA4 compared to Universal Analytics. So some other benefits are the usual things, right? So you can measure visitor count, you can measure the traffic sources. In other words, that are people coming from SEO, in other words, your organic, or are they coming from paid ads, or are they coming from referrals? And the other thing it can track is your conversion data. So you can understand which channels are bringing you your conversions or your sales. So that leaves us with the question that how do you migrate to GA4? So what in Google Analytics, you've got an option to auto migrate, and Google says that yes, we can auto migrate those accounts that have not already been migrated from Universal Analytics to GA4. But why rely on Google Analytics or automated migration? Because it's not that reliable, and it's not a seamless transition, and we've observed lots of gaps in the actual migration, and some of the configurations might not transfer, your lead tracking might not transfer, and so eventually what you're going to do is you're going to miss out on some data or some insights. So this is where you need to start migrating your data yourself. So you need to be migrating from Universal Analytics to Google Analytics, so you get the data that you need, so you can continuously carry on measuring where your traffic is coming from, building up your audiences, and you don't want to be splashing out money and just throwing it in the dark and just hoping that one of the channels is working for you, which isn't. You want to be able to pinpoint, hey, we're spending all this money, that channel's working for us, that channel is not, we're going to scrap that channel and we're going to migrate over to this channel, which is converting for us really well. Now, the process of migration can be complicated, right? You do need to have some degree of technical knowledge. If you get it wrong, again, you're getting rubbish data out. So this is where I'm going to say to you that if you do need help on installing Google Analytics for GA4 and configuring it and setting up your goals, your events, and your conversions, then reach out to us. There'll be a link in the description below. Reach out to us. Either myself or a member of my team will get in touch with you, and we can talk you through the process of how you can migrate your Google Analytics from Universal Analytics to GA4 to give you more qualified data. So what you need to do in order to migrate to GA4, if you choose to do it yourself, is you open your Google Analytics, you choose a universal analytics property that you might already have before. Okay, so you choose that, and then you look for an option called Manage GA4 Migration, which is usually on the top right hand corner. Once you do that, then you click on the option called GA4 Setup Assistant. Once you select that option, then if you've already linked your GA4 property, you can select your GA4 property. If not, you can set up a new one. You then click on Get Started, and you simply just follow the wizard. And what will then happen is that you'll be given a tag, and that tag is what you need to install into your website so that Google Analytics 4 can start working efficiently in your website. What GA4 Setup Wizard will also do is it will show you a 12-point checklist. So you need to make sure that everything in the checklist is actually actioned, because if it's not actioned, then your analytics is not tracking your website properly, and you might be losing out some very valuable data. So once again, guys, if you found that complicated, or if you find that, hey, I'm not quite sure whether we have GA4 or we're still using the old Universal Analytics, or hey, even worse, our website or marketing company hasn't even told us, get in touch with us. There'll be a link in the description below. You can either book a discovery call with us, or you can just give us a call. Somehow you can get in touch with us, and either myself or a member of my team will get in touch with you, and we can handle all the technical side of it, which means that you've got a well set up account that's been correctly configured, all the points have been checked, and now you can start tracking your data. Guys, if you did like this video, do me a favor, hit that notifications button, hit the subscribe button, because over 70% of people who watch my videos are not subscribers. Only 30% of people have subscribed to this channel, and that is a very common thing, and yet they're regularly absorbing my content, and I can see through the analytics that we go through, because we've got it properly configured. And at the same time, guys, do remember, get a copy of my free book, How to Win Customers with Google Ads, and what it'll do, it'll tell you everything that you need to do to start winning more leads, more sales into your business using Google Ads. Guys, I look forward to seeing you on another show. Don't forget to leave your comments below in terms of, did you like this video? Are you already on GA4? If you're not on GA4, are you on Universal Analytics? Put a comment below and tell me what has been your experience of Google Analytics and GA4, and did you even know about it? Did you even know the importance of having GA4 set up within your website and so on? Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.